So today I'm going to be taking a look at the new Motorola G54, an entry-level phone from Motorola released in the last couple of months, and it'll run you about 180 quid from the likes of Argos and Amazon here in the UK. But what is the phone like to use? I've been using it on and off for the last couple of weeks. Let's find out. So the Motorola G54 shares a very similar design to a lot of other Motorola's released in this last couple of months, or even the last year to be honest. Side by side with the Motorola G14, as you can see the design is very similar. I have got a video of the G14 on its own and a comparison video with both of these phones, so check those out as well. But overall I really like the design of the G54, especially in this deep blue colour. It's a really nice matte finish colour to the back, and it's quite a subdued colour as well. So it's not out there, it's not flashy or anything like that. It is actually a really nice design. It's got the usual flat edges, which is what you'll find on other Motorola's in this price point. And then you've got the usual buttons and ports. You've got fingerprint scanner built into the power button on the right, along with the volume buttons. And then up the top, you just got a microphone. Bottom is speaker grill, USB-C charging port, another microphone and a 3.5mm headphone jack. And then on the left of the phone, you've just got your SIM tray, which of course houses your SIM card, and then provisions for a micro SD card. You've just got a dual camera system on the back, which consists of a 50 megapixel camera with optical image stabilization, and then just a bog standard macro camera as well, which I'll get a little bit more into in a bit. And then at the front on the display, you've got a 6.5-inch LCD display with 120Hz refresh rate, which is a big step up from the G14, which just has a 60Hz display. So the 120Hz display on the G54 is a really nice responsive display. It's pretty good quality. It's got over 400 pixels per inch, and it's got nice natural color accuracy, and it's a very responsive display. I've got no problems with it at all. And then for the selfie camera, you've got a 16 megapixel f2.4 lens in this punch hole cutout. You have got pretty slim bezels all around the phone with a little bit of a chin on the bottom, which is to be expected on these sort of budget phones. So overall, the display of the G54 is really nice. I am really happy with it. And if you are enjoying this video, a sub to the channel would be awesome. I'm trying to hit 5,000 subscribers by February because I'm going away, and I'm going to be doing a big real world test video, so stay tuned for that. So overall, the design of the G54 is really nice. It's about 192 grams, so it's relatively lightweight, although the G14 is about 15 grams lighter, and that is noticeable, but it does help to make the phone feel a little bit more sturdy, and it is really nice and comfortable to hold in the hand as well. And then inside you get a large 5,000 milliamp hour battery, which is absolutely fine for all day battery life, no problems on the G54. But unfortunately, as with a lot of Motorola's in this price bracket, you do get mediocre 15-watt charging, so it's not going to charge up very quickly at all. But like me, and with a lot of people probably watching this video, will charge up overnight, so I don't think that'll be much of an issue. But like I said, battery life has been absolutely fine on the G54, no problems at all. And the phone is running a stock Android experience, which is expected with Motorola devices. You have got Motorola's own app, which does let you dive deep into the customization options of the phone with themes, wallpapers, changing your fonts and all that sort of stuff, the display size, the text size, loads of customization options to really make the phone look how you want it to look. And that is based on Android 13, so it was running the newest software at the time. But of course, with the release of Android 14, that is something that you will probably get on the G54, but it is unlikely that you'll get another major software update after that, I would imagine, as Motorola haven't got the best track record in terms of software updates for their phones. And as for RAM and storage on the G54, whereas the G14 comes with 4GB of RAM and 128GB as the only configuration, you do get 8GB minimum on the G54 with 128GB of storage, but you can also boost that to 8GB with 256GB of storage, or a massive 12GB of RAM and 256GB of storage. So you've got a lot of other options with the G54. If you want something with a bit more RAM to boost your multitasking and that sort of stuff, the G54 is definitely going to be the better option, and it is only about 40 quid more than the G14. But check out my full comparison between the two phones in the description down below. And performance is taken care of by a middle of the pack MediaTek Dimensity 7020 processor based on a 6nm architecture, and this has given me some really reliable performance. I've had no stutters or slowdowns with my everyday use. Of course, someone who's a heavy multitasker, heavy gaming, lots of video editing and all that sort of stuff, you are going to notice a few hiccups here and there, definitely with this processor. But with my general use of just going on social media, sending messages, watching a bit of YouTube video and taking a few photos, this has been absolutely fine. And the 6nm process node makes it pretty efficient, which definitely helps with that battery life thanks to the 5000 mAh battery again. So overall, the performance of the G54 has been absolutely great. And of course, you get 5G connectivity with this processor, unlike what you get on the G14. So that is something to bear in mind. And lastly, if I just take a quick squint at the cameras on the G54, you get a 50 megapixel f1.8 primary camera with optical image stabilization, and then that's backed by a 2 megapixel macro camera. In some markets, you do actually get an 8 megapixel ultra wide instead of that macro camera, but certainly with this phone, it's just a 50 megapixel main and 2 megapixel macro camera. And again, a 16 megapixel selfie camera at f2.4. And overall photos from the G54 are overall what I've come to expect from a Motorola phone at this price point. Detail overall is pretty good, although you can lose a bit of detail in finer areas of the shot, but color accuracy is pretty good. They do tend to come out quite natural, and there isn't a huge amount of sharpening going on to the photos, although in some situations I do actually prefer that. Greens and blues are natural in these photos, and I do really like the results from the G54. And thanks to that f1.8 aperture, you do get nice background blur, natural background blur. When you're taking pictures of flowers and stuff like that, you get really nice milky background with that. And then the 2 megapixel macro camera is to be expected, pretty low quality and pretty dull in terms of its color reproduction. But overall, for a bog standard camera system, this is a pretty good one to go for. And the 16 megapixel selfie camera produces some okay photos. They're not the best. Of course, 16 megapixels is a higher resolution than what you find on other phones with just 8 megapixels, i.e. the G14. But overall, it's just basic bog standard budget selfie camera performance from the G54. But if you're someone that's not going to be taking a huge amount of selfie photos, this will be absolutely fine. And here is a few photos from the G54 along with a bit of video. Do let me know down in the comments what you think of these photos and the video. So that's my look at the Motorola G54. Overall, I think it's a pretty decent phone. I've been using it, like I said, on and off for the last couple of weeks, and it's done me absolutely solid with its performance. Its camera has been perfectly capable for my use. Battery life has been great. That clean software is a really nice thing to have. I've been getting used to it on Motorola's and of course my time using Google Pixels. But do let me know down in the comments what you think of the Motorola G54 or Motorola phones in general. Which ones are you using, or which ones would you consider buying? I've got a standalone review video of the G14, and I've also got a separate video comparing the two as well. And I am going to be working on a Motorola G54 versus its predecessor, the G53 video as well, and that is still available to buy as well. So do subscribe if you're interested in seeing those videos and if you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next one.